We had been following the Rohingya crisis for a long time, and so we decided that, this season, this was one of our priority stories. We have to go there. We have to tell the story of these people. We know that the Myanmar military is executing an aggressive crackdown against the Rohingya people. They're killing thousands of people, burning down villages, raping women. When we applied for visas to go to Myanmar, to go to Rakhine State, where this is happening, the government rejected our visas. They didn't want us there. And once our visas were rejected, we decided to still tell the story, but just from the Bangladeshi side of the border. So we went right to the Myanmar-Bangladesh border. There's a waterway that divides the two countries, and we went out with the Bangladeshi border guard.
At the height of this crisis, how many people were crossing per day?
One wave, there will be 10 to 15,000.
In a day?
Yeah, in a day.
Hundreds of thousands of Rohingya left Myanmar, entered Bangladesh in a matter of just several months. So the entire border is just full of Rohingya refugees. They outnumber the local population at this point. I had this opportunity to walk into a group of hundreds of Rohingya men. Everybody, it's so strange how you could maybe not have clean water or food or basic resources, but you have a smartphone. And so all of these guys had smartphones. So I just sort of walked into the middle of 200 Rohingya men, and I said, did anyone take pictures of what happened? Did anyone take video of what happened? All of them, they were silent when I was talking, and as soon as I finished and it was translated, all of these phones were raised in the air, and all of them wanted to show me the pictures they had taken, the videos they had taken. I have never seen grown men cry the way these men cried. They couldn't even catch their breath, showing me the videos and talking about what they witnessed. So as we were walking through the refugee camp, we started to see registration centers that had signs, in the front that said, if you want aid, you need to register here. So of course there were long lines of Rohingya who were just waiting to get in. We started talking to many of the women who were in line, and we said, so why are you here? Why are you giving over your personal information? And they said, because we need aid. We're desperate, and they each have, a few kids with them. It's very clear that they need the aid. And then we went over to the people who were running the registration tent. And we said, so why are you collecting their biometrics? Why do you need eye scans? Why do you need fingerprints? Is it really so that you can distribute aid to them?
Will this information be used to repatriate these people?
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
Do you feel like it's misleading them, telling them to register so they can receive aid when in fact the information is going to be used to repatriate them?
We are not misleading them.
No?
How are we misleading them?
Because they think that they're here to receive aid, and that's why they're registering. They don't think this information is being used to repatriate them.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they are thinking.
It doesn't matter what they're thinking.
What they are thinking.
But this is their lives, right? If they're repatriated, their lives could be at risk.
We are doing this to help them.
These are people who told us, every single person told us, we would rather die in this camp than return to Myanmar, where all of our people are being massacred. That whole scene was difficult to see because as the kids and as the adults came out of that registration camp, they're now wearing IDs around their neck. And something about that visual, and I don't say this lightly, reminded all of us of World War II. They finally get to a safe place and they're being rounded up and registered and prepared to return to where their people are being killed. Here you have a people that are persecuted for who they are, for their religion, for their race, and they're being systematically slaughtered and raped. The UN's calling it ethnic cleansing. Many other people are calling it genocide. It's shocking that we don't hear about it more. To me, it reminded me sort of why we tell these stories. Many Western countries right now are grappling with what to do with refugees, how many to accept. But I think that something sort of on the other side of the coin that people need to be thinking more about is what kind of international pressure should the US, should the EU, should Western countries, powerful countries, China, India, the UN be putting on Myanmar? And so I think it's not just about accepting refugees or figuring out how to deal with them. It's about how do you curb the behavior of this incredibly corrupt government.